All right, talking about running injuries today, specifically want to talk about situations where runners have had maybe an injury that has hindered their performance in a training cycle or season, whether they couldn't finish that season or get to that race because of injury, or where their performance wasn't what they wanted because they couldn't train because of the injury, or the injury hindered race day, or whatever it is. And in the next season, that runner is thinking that the answer would be to train more in the hopes that that is going to help with the performance and help with the injury and whatnot. So this happens a lot. It's pretty common, but it's not really a great thing. So basically, when you have a running injury, it's an overuse injury, right? So there's some overload into the body and whatever body tissue. I'm going to use the knee, for example. So like, let's say the knee tendonitis in the front of the knee, or irritation around the kneecap, that is caused by overload from running, whether it is a significant amount of miles or maybe it's a lot of speed work. There's some factor in there that is overloading a structure in the body and your body's not responding to it very well. Or maybe it's the fact that there's not a lot of recovery. So maybe a certain training plan has a lot of workout days in a row, or not adequate rest in between, or maybe has more speed work than a person is used to. And so those issues, again, are overloading the system. And taking a couple of months off after a season and then starting a more intense training plan is not really going to help, because if the issue is an overload, then obviously adding more onto that overload is not going to help. Again, I've mentioned that this is common. It almost seems, I don't know why it's so common, to be honest, but I have seen it quite a few times where, it's runners will jump from one coach to a different coach, or get a supplemental coach who will then, pile on more workouts, or even, go from one online training program to another in the hopes that this would happen, that they would be more successful, not the hopes that they would get injured, the hopes that the opposite would happen. But unfortunately, that's not the case. So when we think about, and I've talked about this before, but when we think about training, you need to plan your weeks out well. Not every day should be of a high intensity. So you need recovery days built in. Depending on how your runs go, because not every run is created equal. A 4-mile, just easy, fun run, kind of recovery run is going to be a lot different than 4 miles of speed work. So if you're doing 800-meter repeats at race pace for 4 miles, that's going to be a lot different than 4 miles at easy pace. And so that speed workout is going to need a lot, at least one recovery day, if not two afterward. Same with a hill workout. So just understanding that you need to plan your weeks out in advance, and recovery days are important. You need multiple in a week if you are training at a high intensity. The other thing is monitoring how you feel. So if you are starting a newer training plan, or that is of a higher intensity than before, that's fine. There may be weeks that you feel great. There may be weeks that, you feel very sore. And on those sore days, that's kind of a yellow light there, where you need to kind of slow down and think, can I keep pushing this? Should I keep training that day? Maybe I should cut it back a little bit. I'm not saying don't run, but I'm saying maybe just decrease whatever, workout you had planned to do. And that continuous monitoring and continual adjustment is very important. And that, I think, is what a lot of running injuries, things can be kind of mitigated or managed very well by monitoring how you feel and monitoring your load that you're putting through your body on days that you're not feeling that great. Again, experts can help with that. I've helped many people with that. I hope to continue helping many people with that. But it's very important. And just understanding that training gains are intense. Training is not a bad thing. We need to be pushed at certain points, but it's that recovery that you need to have too. You need to have both, and you need to have that mix. So just jumping into higher mileage or higher intensity is not always the answer. Thanks, guys. We'll see you all next week.